The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson as the Dark Knight himself, who is trying to solve a series of killings committed by someone known as the Riddler, who leaves a series of riddles and greeting cards specifically for the Batman himself. While investigating, he meets Selina Kyle, played by Zoe Kravitz, who works at the Iceberg Lounge and helps him on the inside, finding some information on the case at hand. Throughout the story, Batman starts to figure out more about the Mad Puzzler's motive and goal, with the usual help of Alfred and Detective James Gordon. While Riddler's motivation is basic, being part of a message about the haves and have-nots, similar to a lot of stories including 2019's Parasite, it still serves as a decent crux for his hatred of the Wayne family along with Gotham's other elite. For me, I really enjoyed the movie and felt like it lived up to most of its hype, though like any movie or piece of anything, it is not without criticism, obviously. To some extent, I think the film could have been trimmed, though I didn't initially mind a 3-hour Batman movie. Well, 5 minutes off of 3 hours, but with previews in the movie theater, it's pretty much 3 hours. Specifically, the specific cameo scene near the end that you might know what I'm talking about if you've seen it, could have been taken out of the movie, as it didn't bear much on it other than teasing a certain fan favorite character coming up at some point. Of course, this is sort of meant to set up a sequel, though I guess it's not surprising a sequel will most likely happen. On the contrary, there should have been a bunch of scenes that could have helped strengthen the movie, like some more stuff with Alfred, in which I was surprised there wasn't as much of as I expected. A minor spoiler, but the last time we see him is in a hospital after an attempt on his life, or at least an attempt on Bruce Wayne's life from the Riddler. But the last scene we see of Alfred is good, but there definitely could have been more of him to help strengthen the film and Bruce's overall journey. It would also be nice it would have been nice for the movie to tease, Bruce becoming more of the playboy billionaire that he's known to the public as, and also in the comics, as sort of his real mask, while Batman is the true him. In terms of the soundtrack, I think it's really good. I even bought it on iTunes before I saw the film, though I would say that they seem, from what I could remember and tell, they seem to overuse both the main theme, the Batman theme, and Nirvana's Something in the Way a little bit. But I think it was more just, it seemed inappropriately placed to some extent, but it wasn't too bad, obviously. I thought it was just fine enough to not mind. Despite all that, this was a pretty good take on the Cape Crusader and does a decent job at handling the detective aspect of his character, and also the development of a more experienced and calm Batman for the future. I definitely hope the sequel delivers on more of that, and can also improve on elements that were a little more to be desired for this film. Nonetheless, I enjoyed it, as I said, so I will give The Batman an 8 out of 10. If I were to place it on my top 10 movie list that I did earlier last week, I'd probably put it before Gotham Knight and Mask of the Phantasm, though if they do release future installments that can actually improve, I will really hope that any of those sequels could be at the top. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. Hopefully I'll be able to make more quality videos in the future.